Each year, accidents in the workplace cause nearly 11,000 deaths in the United States and almost 2 million disabling injuries, many of them permanent and causing enormous pain and suffering for employees and their families.
2, 3, roll. On 3, 1, 2, let's lift.
Okay.
Every day we have at least one person come into the emergency room with a job-related injury. The most common injuries are the result of straining the body when lifting, reaching, or being hit by a moving or falling object. Slips, trips, and falls are also common. We've also seen serious injuries caused by being caught in machines or between objects. Now, people who work with chemicals, electrical tools and equipment, splashing liquids, molten metals, or who work in places where there are loud noises also have other hazards they need to be aware of.
The best way to stay safe is to know and follow all of the safety rules set by the Nevada Occupational Safety and Health Act. They were created to allow you to do your job in a safe and healthy workplace. The Division of Industrial Relations Safety Consultation and Training Section, or SCATS, was created to help employers comply with Nevada's workers' safety laws. SCATS is available to provide a workplace hazard assessment at no cost to employers, suggesting ways to minimize hazards. SCATS also offer free safety training and informational programs to Nevada employers. It is your responsibility to know and support your employers in the implementation of safety rules, regulations, and standards to create and maintain a safe workplace. It's time that we all change our behavior to ensure job safety. To do this, all employers must select someone to administer and enforce occupational safety and health programs in your workplace. Employers are responsible for providing proper training in the safe use of equipment and machinery, personal protective gear, hazard recognition, and emergency procedures. Your employer is responsible for informing you of the safety rules, regulations, and standards which apply to your duties. Your employer must maintain accurate accident, injury, and safety records and reports and make these files available to you and representatives of Nevada Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, upon request. The Nevada Occupational Safety and Health poster must be displayed in a prominent place on the job site. It is your employer's responsibility to report any accident or motor vehicle crash occurring in the course of employment which is fatal to one or more employees within 8 hours to Nevada OSHA. Additionally, those accidents which result in the inpatient hospitalization of one or more employees must be reported within 24 hours to Nevada OSHA. Nevada employers with 11 or more employees must establish a written workplace safety program. A safety committee is required if you have more than 25 employees in the state, or if your employer is engaged in the manufacture of explosives. Your employer must acquire and maintain workers' compensation insurance at all times, leaving you the responsibility of filing these claims. Your employer must provide newly hired employees with a copy of this video or the accompanying brochure documents setting forth the rights and responsibility of employers and employees to promote safety in the workplace. And he or she must keep a signed copy of the attached receipt in your personnel file to show that you have been made aware of these rights and responsibilities. Keep in mind, employers can't create a safe workplace alone. They need your help and support. It's your responsibility to think and act job safe. Here's what you need to do to stay safe on the job. Wear or use all personal protective equipment required by your employer. Keep all safety devices or machine guards in place. If you remove them and get hurt, you will lose some benefits. If you do not know how to safely use tools, equipment, or machinery, be sure to ask your supervisor. If you see something that is unsafe, be sure you report it to your supervisor. Give your employer a chance to fix the problem. If you think the unsafe condition still exists, it's your right to file a confidential complaint with Nevada OSHA. If you file a safety and health complaint and are punished or treated unfairly by your employer, there are laws to protect you. You have 30 days from the date of punishment to file a discrimination complaint with Nevada OSHA. Most on-the-job injuries are covered by workers' compensation insurance. Coverage begins the first minute you're on the job. It is your responsibility to report any on-the-job injury immediately. Your employer must file a first report of injury form within 6 working days of the accident. Remember, it is fraud to file a claim if you are not injured on the job. Filing a false claim will result not only in loss of benefits, but could mean costly fines and/or jail time. Creating a safe workplace really is everybody's business. Do what you can to make sure job safety works. For more information or to obtain copies of the safety and health standards and regulations, contact SCATS or Nevada OSHA.
The globally harmonized system of classification and labeling of chemicals is an international standard for classifying and labeling hazardous chemicals. This ensures a consistent hazard communication process and protects both humans and the environment. Chemical manufacturers and importers must determine the hazards of the chemical they import, and that is why the globally harmonized system, often referred to as GHS, was created. The GHS was designed to make chemical hazards easy to understand and identify for at-risk workers around the world. The GHS divided hazards into 2 categories: physical hazards and health hazards. There are 9 pictograms or symbols under the globally harmonized system, which signal specific chemical hazards. The Hazard Communication Standard, or ACS, requires 8 of these pictograms, the exception being the environmental pictogram, as environmental hazards are not within OSHA's jurisdiction. Development of the symbols was guided by the need to communicate hazards visually to avoid confusion over language and translation. These hazard pictograms must be in the shape of a diamond, and all GHS pictograms are required to have red borders. In some circumstances, pictograms may have black borders indicating areas where chemicals are restricted for certain work environments. The hazard pictograms and their corresponding hazards are as follows: health hazard, flame, exclamation mark, gas cylinder, corrosion, exploding bomb, flame over circle, environment, skull and crossbones. It is important to understand the GHS because all hazardous materials shipped, stored, or used must be labeled with the specified elements of GHS. If you discover an unmarked container in your work area that has an unknown substance inside, leave it alone and notify a manager, supervisor, or a safety representative immediately. Never open a container or package that you believe may have an unknown substance inside. And always wear the appropriate PPE when working with or around chemicals.
Today, we're exploring a crucial aspect of safety that involves the chemicals you use in the workplace. Have you ever wondered where to find information about the hazards of the chemicals you handle regularly? Well, all the information lies in the Safety Data Sheet, commonly known as the SDS. Let's take a closer look at safety data sheets, explore its purpose, and understand why it's important for employees to have this information when working with chemicals. A safety data sheet is a document that provides comprehensive information about a specific chemical. It serves as a crucial communication tool, ensuring that everyone in the workplace is well informed about the substances they handle. If you work with chemicals, your employer must ensure safety data sheets are readily accessible. They must provide proper training on chemical hazards and comply with their responsibilities outlined in OSHA's Hazard Communication Standard. Safety data sheets are valuable resources for several key reasons. These documents are used to provide hazard communication. They contain detailed information about the dangers of a chemical, hazard pictograms, and safe handling procedures that allows employees to understand and mitigate risks safely. An SDS also outlines hazards such as flammability, toxicity, or reactivity, which allows employees to make informed decisions. Safe handling and storage. SDS provides guidelines on the safe handling, storage, and transportation of chemicals. Understanding the recommendations in the SDS ensures that employees handle chemicals correctly, use appropriate personal protective equipment, PPE, and store substances in a manner that minimizes risks. Additionally, safety data sheets provide critical information for emergency response planning. In the event of an accident or spill, quick and effective response is essential. The SDS outlines first aid measures, firefighting techniques, and steps to contain and clean up spills. Emergency response planning. Having a clear understanding of the SDS ensures a more effective response during emergencies. During emergency drills or real-life situations, employees who are familiar with the SDS can act promptly and effectively, minimizing the impact of accidents and ensuring the safety of all involved. Another important aspect of the SDS is environmental stewardship. Proper handling and disposal guidance in the SDS contributes to environmental protection. By adhering to the environmental information in the SDS, employees play a crucial role in preventing pollution and minimizing the environmental impact of chemical use. Safety data sheets are not just documents on a shelf. They are your guides to a safer, healthier workplace. So take the time to understand and embrace the information within the SDSs. Your safety and the safety of those around you depend on it. Thank you for watching and have a safe day.
So, what are bloodborne pathogens? Bloodborne pathogens are tiny, invisible germs, like viruses and bacteria, that can be found in blood and some body fluids. These germs can make people very sick if they get into someone else's body. They can cause diseases like HIV, hepatitis B, and hepatitis C. These germs are called bloodborne because they are mainly spread through contact with infected blood. This can happen if someone's infected blood gets inside your body through cuts, open wounds, or even through your eyes, nose, or mouth. They can be spread when you touch stuff that's contaminated with blood or infected fluids, and then touch your eyes, nose, or mouth. So in simple terms, bloodborne pathogens are tiny germs in blood and body fluids that can make you sick if they get into your body, and it's important to know how to protect yourself from them. What fluids can make me sick? So it's not just blood. These other body fluids can carry germs that make you sick if you touch them, or if they get into your body through open wounds, your eyes, nose, or mouth. It's important to be careful and use protection anytime you're working around blood or other body fluids. Fluids other than blood which can make you sick are called other potentially infectious material. There are many types of these germs, but here are a few. HIV, or the human immunodeficiency virus. HIV stands for human immunodeficiency virus. It weakens a person's immune system by destroying important cells that fight disease and infection. There is currently no effective cure for HIV. But with proper medical care, HIV can be controlled. Symptoms of HIV can take years to appear, so you might not notice anything right away. HBV or the hepatitis B virus. Hepatitis B is a vaccine-preventable liver infection caused by the hepatitis B virus, or HBV. Hepatitis B is spread when blood, semen, or other body fluids from a person infected with the virus enters the body of someone who is not infected. Not all people newly infected with HBV have symptoms, but for those that do, symptoms can include fatigue, poor appetite, stomach pain, nausea, and yellow skin and eyes. Hepatitis C is a liver infection caused by the hepatitis C virus. Hepatitis C is spread through contact with blood from an infected person. People with chronic hepatitis C can often have no symptoms and don't feel sick. When symptoms appear, they're often a sign of advanced liver disease. The symptoms are the same as those for hepatitis B. There is no vaccine for hepatitis C. OSHA Standard 1910.1030. To combat these dangerous germs, OSHA created the Bloodborne Pathogen Standard. It is a federal regulation found in 29 CFR 1910.1030. The rule requires that your employer have a plan for dealing with bloodborne pathogens, keep records of anyone who is exposed, and provide you the hepatitis B vaccine and personal protective equipment for free. The biohazard symbol is a warning sign that tells people there might be dangerous germs in an area, such as those from blood or body fluids. When you see this symbol, it means you should be very careful because these germs can make people sick. This symbol is placed on bags of contaminated laundry, trash, needles, and anything else that could be infectious. It's important to use this symbol to label anything that contains blood or other potentially infectious material. How are these germs transmitted? Bloodborne pathogens can't get through our skin. It's like a protective wall, but germs can get through the wall if they get any cut or break in your skin. Germs can also get in through your eyes, nose, or mouth. Universal precautions. Universal precautions is a safety rule for everyone, whether you're taking care of someone at home or working in different jobs. It means treating everyone's blood and body fluids as if they could have germs that make you sick. Engineering controls. It's important to use safety devices such as Sharps disposal containers to protect yourself from potentially infectious material. Sharps disposal containers are strong containers made from puncture-proof material to protect you from sharp objects like needles and broken glass. These are known as engineering controls. Administrative controls. If you come into contact with potentially infectious body fluids like blood, it is super important to follow safety rules, like washing your hands after removing your gloves. These are known as administrative controls. PPE, or personal protective equipment. If you're coming into contact with blood or other potentially infectious fluids, it's vital to use personal protective equipment to protect yourself. This is the last line of defense to protect you. Personal protective equipment usually means safety glasses, gloves, masks, and/or gowns if you're dealing with large amounts of fluids. Make sure to select any PPE you need to wear to prevent you from touching blood or other body fluids. Vaccine. The hepatitis B vaccine is a shot that helps prevent a serious liver infection. If you work in a job where you might come into contact with blood, your employer will give you this vaccine for free. The hepatitis B vaccine is safe and highly effective at preventing hepatitis B infection. When given in the recommended series of shots, usually 3 doses, it provides long-lasting immunity. Exposure control plan. Your employer has a document that describes how they protect you from bloodborne pathogens. It's called the Exposure Control Plan. Ask your supervisor if you want to see a copy. Exposure procedures and medical evaluation. If you ever touch blood or other potentially infectious materials, make sure to wash the area with soap and water thoroughly. If you get blood or other body fluids in your eyes, nose, or mouth, flush the area with large amounts of clean water. If you may have been exposed to bloodborne pathogens, It's important to contact your employer immediately and document what happened. Your employer is required to give you a confidential and professional medical evaluation for free.
Hi, can I get you started with drinks?
Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta take this.
We'll need a minute.
Yes, no, I'm here. You hear me? Stop soon.
Hey, you need to back up. You can't be here anymore. Get out of my face, man. You think I'm afraid of you? Man, get off, man.
911, there's a clip.
Running makes you harder to hit and improves your chances of survival. Don't go up here.
Police, where is he?
By the bar, blue jeans, black shirt. Empty hands up, follow their instructions.
I'm in the direct line of fire if I head for either exit, but I have other options to help me survive. Guys, come on, in here. Come on. Go, go, go. Lock and barricade the door.
Both my exits are blocked by the shooter. I gotta stay hidden. I'm no victim. I'm ready for this.
He's applying direct pressure to the wound to stop the bleeding until we can find a tourniquet. In the meantime, turn off your phones and make a plan to defend yourself.
We have to fight to survive. If you control the weapon, you control the shooter. I'll go for the gun. He'll go for his arms. The bartender will go for the head.
got him right here.
Please, show me your hand.
Over here.
You can survive a mass shooting if you're prepared. Remember, run, hide, or fight. Run. Wherever you go, be aware of alternate exits. Quickly and cautiously evacuate in a direction away from the attacker. Don't hesitate. Seconds matter. Remember windows and emergency exits. Leave belongings behind. Keep your empty hands raised and clearly visible when exiting a building. Follow all instructions from the police. Don't stop until you're sure you've reached a safe location. Hide. If there is no safe escape route, find a good hiding place. Lock and barricade the door. Silence cell phones. Prepare a defense plan. Fight. Fight only as a last resort. Use available objects as improvised weapons. Use teamwork and surprise. A coordinated ambush can incapacitate an attacker. You're fighting for your life. Don't fight fair. Stop the bleed. A victim can die of uncontrolled blood loss in 5 minutes or less. Apply pressure or a tourniquet to control severe bleeding. Go to fbi.gov/survive to learn more.